Give yourself a buzz cut once. It's going to look awful. Just accept it. And just look at yourself in the mirror and just ask yourself, okay, if I didn't have this hair, what would I be on the 10-point scale of attractiveness? And how can I increase that? Welcome back to another video, guys. Today I want to talk about something a little bit personal to me, namely hair loss. About 2 or 3 years ago, I started to notice that I had lost hairs, and I think from what I've read that when you've actually started to be able to notice you've lost hair, you've already lost like a good chunk of it, probably like 30 to 40% or something crazy like that. Um, and someone who was at that time, in their early 20s, I was really concerned. I was like, oh shoot, like, is this over? Is life just over for me? Um, because it's crazy how just like a little bit of like patches of hair dropping out can affect your attractiveness. Losing the hair, that dropped me down several points, at least 2 points, I would say, in attractiveness. And it was noticeable. And for a while, I just kind of kept my hair pretty much the same. I usually have had it a little bit longer, kind of like 2 to 3 inches in length, and just kind of pushed it to the side, parted it to the side. Um, but about 2 years ago, I just kind of gave up on that, and I just embraced it. And there's a certain level of grim acceptance that I had to just kind of commit to, and I had to be really honest with myself and just talk myself through that, and understanding like, okay, like, hey, this is the new reality. I'm gonna try to see if I can get my hair back eventually. If that's even possible, we'll see, But for right now, just assume you're gonna go bald permanently, and that's why I started buzzing my hair. That's why I'd recommend it for you guys too, is that because at least as young men, I never realized the impact and confidence it gave me when I could just have that kind of thrown around in whatever style I wanted to. But once I started losing the hair, it was a huge kick in the nuts for my confidence levels, as I'm sure most guys that have any level of hair loss can relate to. And so after a while of just kind of coming to grips with that, I just decided, hey, I'm just going to start shaving my head or, giving myself buzz cuts and just embrace the look, you know? And, the first couple times I did that, which I've never had hair short like that before, it was looking real rough. And I almost did recognize myself. I'm like, wow, you are just a washed up early 20s guy now. Like, you have nothing going for you. And that was rough. It sucked balls. I'm gonna be honest. It just sucked. Okay, I was just like, wow, like, how am I gonna find someone? Like I already had difficulty with girls. Like, how is this ever going to be an option now? And there's another YouTuber I follow, First Man, and he said this, and I completely agree with it. And he's had a similar experience, um, more drastic than I, on hair loss, and that he's completely bald. He summed it up perfectly in saying that most guys rely heavily on their hair to be able to just advance in life, and their looks just are so strongly correlated with their hair. And so I personally recommend, even if you don't have hair loss yet, give yourself a buzz cut once. It's going to look awful. Just accept it. And just look at yourself in the mirror and just ask yourself, okay, if I didn't have this hair, what would I be on the 10-point scale of attractiveness? And how can I increase that? Okay? And so that's not the only reason, but one of the bigger reasons. And when I buzzed my hair like that, looked down, saw my widow's peak coming in real strong, right? It was depressing, okay? I'm going to be 100% honest with you. But at least I knew where I was. I was completely honest with myself. And I just gave myself a rough pep talk, like, okay, well, this is the new reality. You're going to try to change it. You're going to try to regrow it if possible. Um, or at the very least stop it from going worse. But if it goes fully, you have to accept this as the new reality that you're going to be bald. And once I had that acceptance, once I had that kind of pep talk with myself and just accepted that as the new reality, I wouldn't say it fixed any issues. I wouldn't say it fixed my confidence. But being able to just address it out in the open with yourself one-on-one really helped understand and ground myself of what I needed to do next. I couldn't just rely on my hair, couldn't rely on my youth anymore because that's going, right, in my early 20s. But what are the things that I can do? I can really increase my workout intensity. I can get big. And, there's one thing if there's like a skinny or overweight bald guy, he looks unhealthy, okay? But if you see some jacked bald guy, dude, he looks like a stud, okay? And knowing that, the younger boyish look and boyish charm I had before, that wasn't possible anymore with the hair loss, okay? And so I had to really switch my archetype of what am I going to be looking for? What is my kind of stereotypical look I'm going to go for now? Um, I need to pack on some muscle now to be able to really pull that off if I'm going to go for a more bulky, more masculine looking presence. Knowing that and kind of accepting that fully by giving myself a buzz cut, understanding, wow, I just dropped 2 to 3 points because I'm losing hair like this, okay? I need to really amp up my muscle mass. Having that honesty, being willing to just fully embrace that look, the potential bald version of yourself. And for me, it was obvious that I had to really lean into the more masculine side, which typically isn't me. I don't have very masculine features in a lot of senses, but I had to make that a reality. And I'm stepping into that reality this year is that I'm bulking up seriously. I'm working out hard in the gym. I'm gaining masculine defensive skills. I'm doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, that kind of thing. All these things that are not only just focused on my aesthetic, because I want to be competent at other things too. I want to be able to be noticed in a room. I want to be able to be confident myself and defending myself and others if needed. But all these kind of different goals kind of all converge into this new archetype that I'm building for myself. It's basically like a video game character, okay? If you feel like you're going to be losing your hair, or you are losing your hair, or in your family history, pretty much everyone that's male goes bald in your family, dude, just buzz it off early. Give it a month of just looking like that. Embrace that look. And then realizing, wow, I dropped by 3 points or 2 points in the 1 out of 10 attractiveness scale when that happens. I need to put the fucking work in. Okay? Once you realize that, man, it's a different world, okay? Like, stuff gets serious real quick. Dude, you gotta get muscles, okay? It's just, I'm gonna be honest, in this modern dating world. And just the impressions also in your career and your job. If you're physically imposing, people are going to respect that because they, without even thinking, they're going to inherently know that takes work and effort and time and commitment. And so while you might be the same person, that you feel like, 2 years later after working out, you're really not. You've built up an extremely hard to set workout plan and consistency there. And you built up through eating good foods, taking care of your diet, getting good sleep. You built up a monument through your body of what you're capable of if you stick to something. And that all comes from shaving your head, looking at that bad receding hairline you got now, embracing reality, and saying to yourself, this is the new me. I need to improve. I need to grow. I can't rely on this. I can't rely on that. This is the new reality. You have to accept it. If it's in any of your family history to start going bald for guys, or you see it in a couple friends, or you just want to make sure that you're maximized without your hair, even though if you have gray hair, I would recommend buzzing your hair for a month. Just kind of take a buzz cut and look how bad it is, really reevaluate. And most people, unless you're like Brad Pitt, you're going to look worse without it. That way you get to honestly evaluate yourself without hair. It's more motivation to go into the gym, build up your body. And if you keep your hair, bro, then you have amazing hair and an amazing body. It's a win-win, right? And if you start to lose it, you've already seen the worst. You know it's going to come. That's why you start going into the gym, building yourself up, learning how to fight. All these things I'd recommend. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Looking forward to the next video. Take care.